Today, I just wanted to cover something. Originally, I had an entire another video planned. There was an entire video about love and all that lovey-dovey stuff planned. But things have happened over the last 2 weeks that I think has got the attention of the entire globe. But specifically me, because I'm a mental health enthusiast, it's definitely got my attention. Now, if you haven't already guessed, yes, I am talking about the Meghan and Harry interview with Oprah, where Meghan specifically, but Harry also really, made some quite horrific and quite astonishing claims against the royal family and the institution that comes with it. Now, I'm not going to criticise whether Meghan or Harry were lying or whether they were telling the truth. I'm not going to express my views on whether the royal family should be a thing or whether they, anything about that, because I think I will leave that down to the experts and the media to have a French eye and talk about that all they like, because I don't want to be criticised. But all I am here to do is talk about one specific part of that claim that Meghan made, which relates to mental health and outlines a very big part of society. Now, for the people who do not know, for the people who have not put their head in this gutter, I don't blame you. For the people who have lived under a rock for the last 2 weeks and haven't seen it all over the news, Meghan specifically claimed that throughout some periods of her royal life, she suffered from quite severe mental health related illness or disorder. We haven't really established whether it was a disorder or illness. There's not been any professional stated that yet. But that's not the point. She stated that she felt down. At some points, she felt like she was depressed. But one of the biggest and the most astonishing claims was that she felt suicidal. At one point in her royal life, before she left the royal family, she felt like she wanted to kill herself. Let me just repeat that. A member of the royal family of the United Kingdom wanted to kill themselves at some point during their royal life. Let me remind you that this family is meant to be an inspiration for the globe. The royal family represents the Commonwealth. The Queen has powers over several hundred countries within the globe. She is one of the most inspirational women on planet Earth. And someone who, one of her family members, who is related to that Commonwealth structure, has just claimed that she felt suicidal. What does that say about the United Kingdom? What does that say about society? What does that say about being rich, having structure, having royalty, being someone of importance? Because for the vast majority of us, especially the younger generation, we look up to these people as people we want to become. People who one day we want to be like. We want to have lots of money. We want to have power. We want to have fancy sports cars and a nice house. And in general, a nice wife or a nice husband to live with. All them pictures that we get in our head when we think of royalty have suddenly just gone out the window. All this idea of stability, of unity, of the best family within the globe have just gone down the drain. All due to one interview. And I'm going to say now that I do not blame Meghan and Harry if these claims are true. I'm going to say if, because no one knows right now. If these claims are true, I am so happy that these two individuals have come out of their little shell and told the world what royal life is really like. The scenes behind closed doors are clearly not as royal as we originally thought. I'm not even going to put an intro to this video because I just think it's completely unnecessary, and I am so passionate about this entire mental health franchise that's just been opened up that I don't think this video even needs it. Now, all the other claims that she made, because there was many, I'm not going to get into. They're not my area of expertise. I'm not going to get into racism because I don't know enough about it. I've made that mistake in the past. Been there, wore that t-shirt, not going there again. But what I am going to stand up for is mental health. Now, the first thing I want to clear up is that no media source, no mental health professional, no individual on planet Earth can deny Meghan Markle of her ability to be able to state that she suffered from some form of mental health problem. If it was an illness or if it was a disorder, it doesn't matter. She has the right to freedom of speech, she has the right to feel things, and most importantly, she has the right to receive support for feeling these things. So, what Piers Morgan did on Good Morning Britain kind of serves him right. He straight up, on live television in front of millions of people, dismissed a woman's mental health. And this wasn't a rabbit, this wasn't a frog, this wasn't some animal. This was a human being. And he completely dismissed her mental health. He claimed that the entire interview at one point was a load of rubbish. He had no evidence of that. He had no clear way of proving that that was a load of rubbish. But he claimed it to national television. That made me angry. And at that moment I realised that we've just had something proved to us. There's now a clear divide in the UK between the modern generation and the older generation. Because what's become clear is that there's clearly a misunderstanding of mental health. No person even has a skip foot or franny about mental health is going to suggest that someone is lying about their mental health. I'm not saying people can't lie about their mental health, that definitely is a thing, but more or less you've got some crazy technological thing in front of you that can prove this individual did not feel this way. By the way, that technology currently, at the date of recording this video and this video being published, does not exist. You cannot claim that that person is lying. And what makes me even more sick is that it was basically dismissed as a minor problem. We heard about every other claim before we heard about that. And I don't think people have took this seriously enough. Do we realise what Meghan Markle has just claimed? Do we realise the outside societal effects that this is going to have? Especially to our older and younger generations. And while all this is happening, our Prime Minister has sat in his little cubbyhole and not said a word. Now, let me just remind you of the Prime Minister's job for a second. One of his job roles is to keep this country stable, to make sure there is no political, ethical, or religious divides. And I can tell you now, this interview and whatever's happened has just caused political, religious, and ethical divide. He doesn't need to comment on the way the royal family is run. He doesn't need to criticise the Queen. But at least come out of your number 10 Downing Street and reassure the public that an investigation is underway and we need to be reminded of what really matters right now. Meghan Markle should be the light at the end of the tunnel to improving the support, the help, and the financial money put in to mental health. It should highlight the structural, institutional, and general ethical problems behind mental health that for so many years our leaders and the people who take control of our country have completely ignored. I feel sorry for this woman. I feel sorry for the two of them. The fact that this girl found the love of her life, assumedly, and due to the fact that this amazing individual has been part of a royal institution, her life has gone to shreds. To like even just any standard person, to drive someone to the point they want to give their life away is unmanageable. That's what I'm going to call it. And the thing is that there are so many other people around the globe, no matter what ethic, no matter what religion, no matter what culture you're part of, no matter what country or skin colour you are, who feel this way. We all have mental health. Mental health is related to us all. We all have a responsibility to keep ourselves and, to some extent, other people mentally healthy. And I think Meghan has just highlighted that. Because if it wasn't for the restrictions, the control that the royal family keep under themselves to keep this so-and-so royal reputation, Meghan Markle would have been receiving the support she needed, and the chances are this wouldn't have all happened in the first place. Whoever's done this, whoever's made these frantic claims, whoever's done these frantic things against that couple, Meghan and Markle, Meghan and Harry, sorry, I'm literally confusing the two surnames now. They need to be brought to justice. Quickly. And in general, that family, and the people who serve them, the people who work with them, need to be kicked up the arse quite severely and come to realise that they represent something that not many countries have. One of the main reasons the United States, one of our key allies, and most of the rest of the world look up to us, is due to that royal family. And suddenly that's now falling apart. And let's not talk about the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic, economical crisis, social and political divide already. Black Lives Matter is bigger than ever. Forget about all of that. But on top of all of that, our royal family are being extremely toxic. I don't know what the message is for this video, but I just want people to realise, and I just want to express even more than anyone else, that the younger generation specifically are not going to put up with this. I think we've had that made very clear due to some of the posts made on social media recently. But also, that this could be the next step in finally having the government and just generally powers around the world realise that to solve most of the world's problems, you've got to get people mentally healthy. You've got to get people looking after themselves. Because clearly, a lot of people can't even look after themselves. So, why would we look after others? So, due to this, I think To anyone who is suffering at the minute with any form of mental health related problem, it could be from the most minorist feelings to the most severe cases. I think what this encourages us all to do, no matter if you're male, female, black, white, Asian, from any form of culture, from any form of religious or cultural backgrounds, no matter what country you live in, to open up, to talk. Because the more we get out there and make it clear that this is a problem, the more change we're actually going to see. But until that happens, we're going to be stuck in this mist. The royal family and whoever's meant to be investigating this will investigate what's happened in this mist of royal culture. But I think as a public and a society, we need to remember that the main problem here is not the fact that that's happened in royal life, it's the problems that have been highlighted around it. And clearly, there's some institutional and political problems that need to be solved. So, I encourage you all, if you need to talk to someone, to approach your teachers, to approach a mental health professional in a hospital, go to your GP, call the helplines down below and get the support you deserve, not the support you think that other people think you deserve.